Hello, the game has started and it's me to go first. I have pretty good rack. I have goriest. Yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and play goriest. Not a bad pickup. Some scoring tiles and a couple of vowels. Blazer as a 6. Wondering if I have a 4 timer through the O. Not seeing a 4 timer. Opponent plays my. I've got Bez here for a decent score, which doesn't give away too much. Now Ms is good. So what about Rez and Ms? Or Bez would be better, yeah. Bez and Ms for 54. Verlands, that was handy. I think that might be the only bingo in this lot. Verlands doesn't currently play, which is a shame. Now, does this rack plus a T make anything? Ventrals. That'll do. Not a good pickup. Through an M I would have Korma. No M out in the open. Not a good pickup, this one. So I might look at changing. Opponent scores well with Clat. I think it's time to change, unless there's a way of getting rid of this Q. Nope. Yeah, I think let's exchange and keep R, A, and N. Yeah, that looks good. A little bit better. Still got duplicate tiles, which is not ideal. Rank takes an E at the end, so rank A. Like that. DAC is good, but not seeing a way to get the K to score twice. Knave is good. That'll sort out the duplicates. Not a bad rack leave. K-E-N. If I can get rid of K-E-N and score well in doing so, that would leave a pretty nice set of 4. So I'm not keen on an 18-point score, although it's a strong rack leave, so it might be worth considering. Nakara, no. Yeah, I might play keen actually. Opponent taking some time with this move. Looking at ways to score through the S. Nothing really jumping out there. Canker, no, it doesn't fit. Crank. $22. 24 for knave. Given that I have a lead at the moment, I might be inclined to play knave, just because it keeps the score ticking along and, well, doesn't create easy ways for opponent to bingo. Oh, it does take an S though, so I don't know. I'm torn between knave and keen. 6-point difference, but this rack leave is probably almost 6 points better than ENR. Okay, opponent does take that spot anyway. Now, rank does play here for 26, which is quite nice. What about a K played down? Not sure of that. Now, Wyver. I don't know about Wyver anyway. I think rank is a decent play for 26. Terrible pickup. Absolutely awful. So after keeping EN on the rack, these are the 5 that I've picked up. Almost as bad as it could be if you had to choose the 5 worst tiles to go with EN. Suppose I could have picked up 5 eyes. That would have been worse. Anyway, let's see if this rack is worth hanging on to. EAU here for 14 is probably marginally better than changing. Opponent takes that spot anyway. Now what about a play through the N? Orna, no, Orna is no good. Ah, that's a shame. I was thinking of something like Anoa. That's a 20-point play, but that is an awful rack leave. Imagine picking up another U. 20 points, that is tempting. Wow. I might go with Anoa. Yeah, 20 points. Ouch. I'll draw more vowels. And this is the problem. Yeah. I've regressed to a pretty dire position. These U's are just dragging the rack right down. Yeah, this is the problem. Now opponent's bingoed. I might just go with peen for 27. Okay, I draw a blank, which is good. Now, outwards. Out edge is good, but the U just killing the options for bingoing here. What about a word beginning with U, EU? Euro note is good, but not... Oh, the U's are just killing, yeah. What about the C? Auto cue, but the extra E. Elocute. What about making the blank a Q? Looks close through the right floater, but just not seeing. Okay, how best to get rid of these U's? Is it worth playing Ulu? I don't know, for 6 points. I mean, it's pretty dire. Out U's. Out U's. Just not seeing good options. Utu doesn't play anywhere to good effect. Koto, no. Okay, not seeing anything from the N. I could play... kills me to do this. 20 points keeping 2 U's. Maybe I'll draw the Q. This also takes out a bit of a hot spot for opponent. Ouch. That was the worry. Yep. Now I'm really in trouble. Okay, I'm just going to keep plugging along with... Finally got rid of a U there. Out. Opponent's pretty much level again now. What about an IUM ending word, like a mineral or something? Or an IOUS ending word, perhaps. Curious, no. Turdion, no. Wow, I think just I've got to play Ulu. Now, ironically, or not ironically, but typically I'll pick up the Q after playing the U's. Watch this. Oh, didn't happen. Not a good pickup though. Not a good pickup. Over toil. No. Virtuoso. Ah. Virtuoso. That's not gonna work. So opponent's taken the lead now, and I can't see a bingo here. Trio. What's happening now with my trackpad? Vogue. I suppose I could play Vogue. For 7. Gee, not easy. Just keep on picking up trigonomy. No. Trilogy. Doesn't play. Still doesn't play. Organity. No. Organity would be a 8, sorry. Tyroing? Don't think so, it doesn't play anyway. Gyration through the right floater. What am I missing here? Come on. Torying. Roisting. Oh. UY is no good. I'm going to play a G here. Actually, I might play Yo. Yo here for 31. And just try Gittern. Gittern doesn't play anywhere. I'm pretty sure I missed a bingo on that last track, but anyway. Chog, does it take anything? A H maybe? What about a... Ooh, opponent's played the X there. Still a blank unseen. Gite. Go with Gite. and X. Okay. Both pretty low on time. Bristed. Dirt bags through the right letters. What about orbits? But then I'm almost tempting fate by giving opponent Lari. What front hooks are there for Lari? Oh, if I play orbits, I'm done for. What to do? If I play orbits, opponent, he almost certainly bingos onto the S. I can't do that. Maybe just orb. Now, I suppose he can play orbit and 8. I just don't know what to do here. Branca and Dib. No, Branca's no good. Didn't think so. Okay, I've got to do something. Two tiles in the bag. I think I'm just going to play B-O. No. Actually, possibly. Because the only thing that can go in front is an O. Ooh, not ideal. O-I-D, oid ending words. Trisoid? No. What about a PS word? Ps. There's just no place to bingo on this. Ooh, quins. Okay. Opponent can probably go out and has an advantage. What about dirts? 28. Can opponent go out? Oh, he can. Oh, no, he can't. Well, maybe he can, but where? C is good. PSI and chogs. I've got is and cheese. Opponent's likely to play there. But I think C might do it. Ops wives. Wow, what a close finish. My best play is IS. If opponent takes that, I guess I've got C. PSI and Chogs. Let's see what the scores. 14, and is definitely more. 15. Very close. Oh, opponent's gone under, so he's lost 10 points. I don't think he can make that up now. It's a deficit of about 28 points. No, that's not going to happen. Wow, I wonder if opponent had an outplay with a win. Maybe not. Opponent's gone with Act and Cranker, and I'll go with Is for 15. And out, 418 to 387. Let's see what we missed. Wow, close at the end there. So back to the beginning. Goriest looks fine. Goiter's also good. Actually, Goiter's better, yeah, because it doesn't leave a vowel next to these double letter squares. So Goiter's was best. Modify for 30, Gamify for 30. Opponent goes with My for 22. Bez was best for 54 from this rack. And then opponent's got Diff for 34. That looks fine. Ventrals was the only bingo here. Slatch. That's quite a nice word. 30 points. That opponent plays Clat for 27. And now Raccoon for 20. Nothing great, but actually, see, Raccoon just gives back easy score to opponent, and it's not exactly a Q-friendly board, so not keen on hanging on to the Q and giving an easy score to opponent. So, wow, Swelchy. That's a pretty cool word. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Wheelies I have seen, obviously, but Swelchy. So opponent had a couple of bingos there. Wheelies through the E, making Y. And I've got N rank for 41. That would have been the play. At L3, N rank getting the K doubled, even though it gives back about 30 plus points to opponent. Yeah, N rank, pretty good. I went with rank A for 26, and now opponent's got Hudge for 26 or 30. The other spelling, Hudge through the D, placing his D there. Now, Orn for 19. What did I go with? Luau also available. That might have been worth doing, actually. Look how it sorts the rack out. Only 8 points, but Orn for 19. I went with Anoa for 20. And Saltad for 74 or 87 in another spot. Now I've got Peen for 27. Epi. There. Getting extra points between the T and the E. But I went with Peen. Look how awful that rack leave is. I just couldn't turn down 27 points. Wid for 49. That's a big score. Where did opponent... Oh, 12A. Look at that. Wid. Massive score. Opponent went with Fid. And then I've got Sue for 9 with a decent rack leave. Or Outsea for 14 with U blank. I went with E, which wasn't great, but it did score okay, and it took out a hot spot. And as you can see, opponent would have had 32 points by playing his WO there, keeping a lovely CH synergy. So I think there was merit to taking out a very easy hotspot to score from. And opponent went with chin, scored well anyway. Now touch up, that was the play. Beautiful find. Look at that, touch up. And that's worth the volatility, definitely. Look how it sorts the rack out. 32 points with you blank. I can live with that. I went for coupe, 24. But look at the rack leave, shocking. And Ownsome, 32. Chemo, 38. Opponent had a few good scores there. Went with No for 21. Now, there you go. There was a bingo. Poor suit. Poor suit. Playable in two positions. 15A from the P. And 12F. Making the blank the P. And playing through the S. Wow, I've never seen that word and don't know what it is. But I'll be looking it up. Poor suit. That's a good way to get rid of two U's. And our opponent's got a good score. Chog for 28, keeping the QU combo, which is always good. And then no bingo here. And just very average scores. Via for 20, 6D. Making Haji. Via, that's not bad actually. There's a bit of synergy happening here with double ORT, and since there are no O's to come, there's no chance of triplicating these O's. So I actually do like the root leave plus the blank. Yeah, I do like that. The more I look at it, the more I like it. And 20 is not a bad score from that rack. Went with Vogue for 7, and then War for 13 opponent had with QRU blank. That's quite nice. He goes with War. And no bingo. I took what felt like an age on this rack, but I just could not see a 7, and there was no playable 7 from this rack. So Yo for 31, Tig for 33. Yep, very close on the equities. Now opponent struggling a bit with a vowel shortage, even though there are a few to come. Goes with Axe for 18, Larry for 14. And now I've got Oot for 12 with a beautiful rack leave. But there just aren't great bingo lanes on this board. So I don't know what the point of trying to bingo is at this stage. Oot, yeah. I do actually quite like that, because the flexibility of this rack going into the end game is fantastic. And I guess it did take out a hot spot as well. Not overly hot, to be honest. Not much could go there. So I went with Geit for 16. Now opponent's got Larry for 14, keeping a great 5-letter set. And orbits. I looked at orbits, but then I glanced down at these remaining tiles and I thought, that is suicide. Yeah, almost certain that opponent would have bingoed onto the S or the T, but more likely the S. So I refrained from the temptation of picking up 33 points and went with BO as I noticed, opponent had no O's and was unlikely to bingo with the Q, making the blank an O. And then, so opponent's got nav for 12, still not much option with a Q. I suppose you could have played cat at the top, but yeah, he had to orchestrate an out in 2, I think. I wonder if there was, maybe OU Urbane. No, it's too short for OU Urbane. So anyway, Quins. Now, opponent's got a small 10-point lead. Dirts for 28, but thirds, Dant and thirds, that was the winner. 34 points. Wow, everyday word. And Dant, I know Dant as well. So, that was a miss, but I got the next best one, I guess, 28. And did opponent have a winning play? Oh, he did. Tai Aha. Tai Aha. Wow, look at that. 3A. Tai Aha. That wins the game. 18 points puts us level, but then opponent gets 1 from me and I get -1, so he wins by 2 points. Can you believe it? There was a narrow victory for opponent. Tricky to spot and not an everyday word. So, wow. Just shows you it's important to do the post-analysis of the games to see, one, to learn these interesting words, but two, to see how these words that often seem hidden and unattainable are actually there for the taking. Anyway, hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.